Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is LC, and today's video we are gonna be addressing the current situation of Helldivers and how the community may identify with the same feeling that I'm having. I love Helldivers too. I love the chaos, the community, and the sheer adrenaline of a successful mission, but lately something has shifted. Going into battle doesn't feel like a heroic sacrifice anymore. At least, not anymore. It's starting to feel like a mindless job. We're dropping into the same meat grinder over and over, but the soul of the experience is drifting away. Today, I want to talk about why the silence from the top is dividing us and why the current direction of the game is making even the most loyal diver feel burnt out. The leadership vacuum we have to address the elephant in the room, and is Johan. Without him, we lose the pillar of communication, and he was absent for some time, and unfortunately it is in a live service game that isn't just a break, it's a total leadership vacuum, and in that vacuum speculation is thriving. This silence is actively dividing the community. Every time a patch drops, we see nerfs and buffs with zero context. They don't tell us why a weapon needed to be changed or what their vision is. They just change it. We aren't being treated like a community. We are being treated like a test subject who don't need to know the results. And today, well, the community replied to that. They didn't like the patch. They didn't like the warbound. And without proper communication, the things are falling apart. The paywall and economy. Then we have to talk about the paywall. It feels like the entire focus of the game has shifted to warbounds. Unless you are farming super crates like it is a full-time career, you are looking at spending $10 to $13 every few months just to stay relevant. Even the vehicles now that we have been waiting so long for are being took behind these paid tiers. Meanwhile, the actual game economy is stagnant. We have players sitting on max out samples with nothing to spend them on. We haven't had a meaningful way to expand our super destroyer or the DSS in ages. We are being asked to pay for new toys while the home we have built on our ships remains frozen in time. And it is quite unfortunately that people are suggesting like, oh, but you can farm. Yeah, you can farm then. You can farm super crates, yeah, but that takes between 6 to 8 hours, and there is no guarantee that you are gonna get 1,000 super crates at the end of these 6 to 8 hours. Sometimes you can even calculate, because I have done the numbers, you can sometimes extend it between 8 to 10 hours to guarantee 1,000 super crates. So yeah, you can farm them, but you're at that point you are working like a job that is 9 to 5, and that's not the point. That's not something that should be we doing. And knowing for a fact, reading from a comment from Reddit, that they are thinking on changing that. I don't know how they are gonna exactly change it, but what I have heard, I have read, is that the higher the difficulty, the higher the chance of super credits. So farming super credits on lower difficulties are now going to be even harder in the future. Not right now, but in the future. And sometimes, nowadays, you only get 10, sometimes 0 super credits per dive when you are farming. And I have the numbers. Even though the numbers are not similar to the ones I started with, because many patches, a really long time has happened in between, but it's getting more difficult. And is a common feeling that all the divers we are feeling the same. It's getting harder, not easier, harder to get the 1000 super credit that we require to farm every now and then to get one warbound. So either you spend $10 to $13 on warbound, you have to grind a lot. Even though if you are a loot goblin like one of my friends, even though you may have a little bit of difficulty, and the new warbounds are the ones that are keeping you relevant to the game with new weapons, new vehicle now. And the thing is that we're drifting away from what we in the beginning had, and those missions that, or major orders, that provided us with a new vehicle, a new stratagem, or something new that we have to work all together, they are for a really long time. I haven't seen any of those. Now, every stratagem, everything is now moving to a paywall, behind a paywall, and it is like we are now working 9 to 5 for a payroll, grinding samples, grinding super crates, grinding I forgot the name of the other coin of game, but you cannot expend any of that in anything other than the DSS, and is only from time to time. But other than that, some major order that is going to be asking you for grinding samples, and other than that, there's no other thing to do with the samples. You cannot modify the weapons with the super samples. No, you cannot add more stuff into the destroyer. You cannot do anything with that. Now, I'm not gonna do a really heavy comparison between Warframe and Helldivers, but I have to do it because, well, there are two live services. I mainly played for a really long time Warframe. I have seen how it can be done better back when I was playing Warframe at the top tier level. The communication was night and day. If there was a bug or a critical error, I could open a support ticket and get a human response within 24 hours. They actually listen it in Helldivers. We are told to use Discord. Let's be real. Discord was never designed for professional IT support. It's a chat room. It is ineffective, bot heavy, and it leaves players stranded when the game crashes, something I have dealt with personally since late last year, with very little help from the official channels. And the thing is that I managed to solve the issue that I had back then was thanks to a propaganda officer. And moreover on that propaganda officer a little bit later. But it weren't because the propaganda officers were getting communications from Arrowhead. I wouldn't be able to fix the issue that I had previously on November, and they direct me to, hey, yeah, I know, we know that we are having this problem. Go ahead to this forum inside of the official Discord Arrowhead to fix the problem. And I followed these steps, and they worked. Yeah, cool. But it's not Discord is not the correct tool or the correct way to address technical issues or non-issues. It's not a tool designed for that. It's a tool designed for communities, not for IT or development. It's a tool with a lot of limitations. And unfortunately, I suggest them to try to use something more common like ServiceNow or something similar, or Jira for ticketing and following up. I know that the team of Warframe and the team of Helldivers are completely different sizes of teams, and Warframe has been around for quite some time, and they are not doing perfectly, but they are doing well enough that they can still be relevant nowadays. Now, talking about the propaganda officer conflict, there is a deeper issue regarding how the community is being managed through propaganda officers. There are the content creators we look to for news and guides, but we have to ask, how honest can they actually be? And I know this is something that is gonna cause me some troubles, but well, here we are. We have seen creators that I will not mention having to issue public apologies just for using the word paywall, or for speaking negatively or in a bad way, or even getting removed from the program for bringing footage from content that has not been revealed and content that was recorded from another channel, like that have happened last year. I will not mention the channels because I do respect them and I don't want to bring them into the chaos that I'm creating. When you are giving a title like propaganda officer, it feels like there is an invisible muscle. If they say something that reflects the actual frustration of the player base, they risk being cut off of, or pressure to retract their statements. This creates a dangerous echo chamber. In the developers only listen to creators who are forced to be positive. They never hear the truth about why people are leaving. We don't need propaganda right now. We need honesty. When a creator is more worried about their status with the studio than their honesty with the audience, the entire community loses its most important watchdog. We are being fed a polished version of a game that, for many of us, feels like it's breaking, and it's really sad because how can I explain this in a better way? If you are limiting people to talk, to express, they are just going to behave like a good dog and don't commit any mistake in fear of losing being part of the propaganda program. And that's something really bad because it's losing the honesty and their identity for that matter. And that's really sad, and that's something that is worrying because where is the freedom of expression in that? The toxicity divide and propaganda, the lack of leadership has created a toxic divide. You have super fanatics who treat any criticism as a treason. Some have even gone as far as doxing others just for disagreeing with a statement. And then there is the propaganda problem that we have seen content creators have to issue public apologies for using the word paywall or being honest about the game flaws. When you most influential voices are afraid to speak the truth because of their officer status, the community loses its pulse. We are being fed a narrative that everything is fine, while the players on the ground are exhausted. Unfortunately, I have a little bit of footage about also something that happens quite often when you are playing with randoms. And even though exists the button of reporting someone, it doesn't work at all. It doesn't do anything. You get into a game answering an SOS flare or a beacon, and you get into a game where they are killing you or they are killing each other. And well, if you are doing that with your friends and you know them and you can play with them like that, no problem with that. No problem with that. But you are playing with randoms, and when you are playing with randoms, well, you are ruining the experience for all the others. And it's really sad that there is no way to report these issues. There is no way to report them, and I will suggest something, that is, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Deep Rock Galactic, you can add positive points and negative points to the players. So they, the lower they get, the lower the points they get, the harder for them to be paired with another player. And they are only going to pair with players with a negative review or a negative points. And only the players that have played with that person recently can put add or remove points to that person. So if I have good points, I am on the green, I will pair with people quicker and faster, and with people that are actually helping, people that are actually good players, and I will be fine with that kind of resolution. I don't know about the limitations that that the Arrowhead has or not, but that will be a really good way of getting rid of these players that they just kill you because they wanted to do it. They wanted to kill you with excuses, like, oh no, yeah, he's drunk or whatever. Yeah, you can leave the session and lose your time. You have lost about 40 minutes into the mission. Let's say 30 to 40 minutes into the mission, and this person start killing you. This player start ruining your session just because they want it. And if you leave, you lose all the points, you lose the experience, you lose the kill count, you lose everything if you leave the session. So you have to deal with them, stick with them. There's not much you can do other than kill them back. Don't revive them. But it happens like the footage that I have. They are gonna revive their friend, and the chaos will continue, and there is no way to report them. And the message that displays is like, yeah, you can block them. Yeah, you can block them, but the next person that comes right after me, it has to deal with them and do the same thing, block them. And well, 100,000 players have also to do the same to this person. So there is no system, there is no way to report the players, there is no way to handle the toxicity on the communities. And unfortunately, if the example that I mentioned before, if I say something that makes someone disagree with me, I'm gonna be doxed, and I'm gonna may lose my job for that. And it is something that shouldn't be happening. It's just a game, and it's a game that has a really good potential of becoming a really amazing community, like we have shown in the past. And if we keep having these players around, and if we don't get rid of them, or we don't get a way to counter them and put them all into the same queue of bad players, or in the eventual that they are getting some bad reviews to the point to don't pair them with anyone, so playing solo because of their own decisions, because people report them. So is unfair? No. Is the justified response. It's like when Call of Duty, if I'm not mistaken, they created lobbies of hackers. So hackers were playing with hackers. So everyone happy because they were cheating and they were killing each other in a lobby that was full of hackers. So yeah, that's a way to address a lot of toxicity that is on the players, on the players. Sorry. And it's because we have super fanatics as well. That it is so crazy that they can even dox you for disagreeing with you. So next point. So we got to the conclusion. So I realized that by posting this, I likely closing the door of any chance of joining the official propaganda officer program. But to be honest, I don't care. I do rather have the freedom to speak my mind than a title that requires me to stay silent. If being part of a propaganda means I can call a paywall, or if it means I have to apologize for pointing out that leadership has been missing for 6 months, then that's not a program I want to be part of. My loyalty isn't to marketing title, it's not to community, and the game I know this could be. I'm choosing freedom over propaganda because you deserve the truth, and I am tired of walking into this war with my eyes closed. So even though I know why some of the decisions that are being taken by Arrowhead are driven by Sony,
or because they have they have to answer to the stakeholders, and it's kind of frustrating having to fight tooth and nail for something you want, that meets the project charter but doesn't get out of the scope of theirs. And this comes from a suggestion of one of my friends that I will not mention. But I know that Arrowhead is also fighting with the Sony, and they have to provide revenue to show that the game is successful, and unfortunately the monetization of the game, the current state of the game, the current balancing of the game is drifting away with people. And I really hope that, with my humble opinion, that could be wrong, and we can also agree in some points, but I really hope that they fix the issues that we are having in the community with the lack of communication. The silence cannot be continuing. We have to communicate. It is like one example that I said to this friend, and it's like in a relation between human beings, you require communication. The moment that you stop communicating, the moment that you stop, you are going to aggravate or even make the issue bigger than it was before, and that can also break communities completely, and that's something that I don't want. I love the game, I love the community. I dislike the toxicity that sometimes shows up. I really enjoy playing with my friends, playing with my brother from time to time. And also I really love doing content creation around Helldivers, but I'm really hoping for the best. And even though today there is many videos posted by others showing a really negative way the things that are happening right now, I really have hopes that this turns around. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. I see you on the front lines where they lead wherever they lead us next. Leave a comment. I really hope to answer all the comments as much as I can. Keep it civilized, please. As much as possible. And well, guys, God bless you. Have an excellent day, and see you around, guys. And if you got to the end, just write down Clapausius.